You can call it turtle power.
Hey everyone, HoldenRiot here. Today I wanted to provide my personal review of the HP Reverb G2. Now, I want to start by telling you that this is my very first VR headset that I've ever owned and actually ever used. So everything you're about to hear in this video is coming from someone who is brand new to the virtual reality community. For those of you that are not already familiar about the HP Reverb G2, it is a PC VR headset, meaning it connects to a computer via 6-meter cable with a DisplayPort and USB-C connector. To be able to use the headset, you do need to have a decent computer. So to start, I wanted to share my very first impressions. Immediately after unboxing and taking it out of the box and holding the headset, my initial thought was, wow, this thing is very light. The first time using the headset, I'll be honest, I stood in the middle of my room with the headset on and just in awe of how good even the Windows Mixed Reality Portal looked. I'm not joking. It looks really, really good. It's very clear. The level of detail, color, clarity, it's just so good. The visuals are just, they're incredible. They're really, they nailed it. When plugging in your G2, you'll want to make sure that your headset connector cable is all the way plugged in. So it'll have the dot there right against the HMD. If you try the headset and for some reason you think it looks bad or the picture doesn't look good or it's blurry, you likely just need to adjust your IPD slider and adjust the head strap so it's sitting on your head properly. That way you're getting the best picture. The IPD slider ranges between 60 and 68 millimeters. God rays I thought were minimal, and from what I've heard from others that also have received the headset, say that it's a vast improvement over some of the other headsets. So the tracking, I personally think, is perfectly fine. There are some reviews claiming that tracking is awful or it's not good, it doesn't compare, it's a downgrade, blah, blah, blah. I personally think they're full of it. Either A, they have a defective unit, which, RMA can get replacement parts, or B, they have improper lighting in their play space. Now, MRTV made a fantastic video on the lighting and to get the best tracking. I strongly urge you to watch that video. It'll be in my video description down below, a link to that video. But the HP Reverb G2 controllers are using 4 visible light cameras. And these cameras are on the headset, and these cameras look for features in your play area or in your environment, like corners, edges, and they calculate positions from that. The controllers are tracked by those headset cameras, and they recognize the lights on the controller rings, so the circular pieces on the controllers. And yes, compared to the index and using something like base stations, the tracking won't be quite as good as that, but for the price, that's expected. The only times I've noticed that you sometimes lose tracking on occasion is when the controllers are held by my side for too long when playing. From just standing and I have my controllers by my side, pressed against the headset itself, like right against my head. Both of these, to me, as a consumer, are expected based on, given the camera positioning. Making sure that you have enough light in the room is essential. A good rule of thumb for that is that you can comfortably move around in the environment without feeling that it's too dark, and if you could observe the features of another person's face from across the room. So if you can do that, then the tracking system more than likely has enough light and shouldn't cause an issue. What helps with the tracking here, even when the tracking is on rare occasion lost, is Microsoft's relative area tracking. The best way I can describe this is that when you are outside of the play space, say their controllers you have down by your side, you're looking straight forward or you're looking up, complete opposite direction, the relative tracking area will understand where you lost the tracking, and it'll somehow still pick up the hand motion. So like when you twist the wrist or twist your controllers, I've found that it still picks up on that. And then as soon as it gets back into the view of those 4 cameras, it corrects itself. I have not had an issue with tracking in the last 2 weeks that I've been playing constantly using the G2. And yes, for those of you wondering, you can play Beat Saber perfectly fine with the G2. I played a fair amount of PowerBeats VR, which is another rhythm game, on expert mode, and was able to play no problem and still get great ratings. Anything that I were missing was not due to tracking, it was my doing. So the controllers I find to be very comfortable as well. They're smooth, they have rounded edges, they fit your hand quite nicely. On both controllers there is a trigger and a grip button on the side, 2 buttons, an X and Y button, and thumbstick, the Windows and menu buttons. So the halo is used for tracking. This emits light, and that is picked up by the headset's cameras that we previously were talking about. And I've been using the unit for just over 2 weeks now, and I've only hit the controllers actually on my desk a couple times, and they both still work perfectly fine. No scratches or anything, so they're durable. And I was playing some boxing games, so they are quite durable, at least I have found. I do eventually plan on purchasing some Mammut grips, and those will be linked in the description below if you're interested. I plan on getting some of those just for some added comfort and personal preference. Each controller takes 2 AA batteries to power, and the battery compartment is housed inside the handle, which actually slides up, and when they need to be replaced, it's very easy to swap them out. I do recommend, however, investing in some rechargeable AA batteries just to save some money down the road. You can find more information regarding different batteries and recommendations for batteries in my video that'll be linked at the end of this video or in the video description. I found overall the comfort level to be great. The headset is extremely comfortable. I'm able to play for multiple hours at a time without any discomfort. The straps have a cushion with a microfiber cover, which feels very nice, and it's also a plus that it's lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavier on your face. When it comes to the sound, they nailed it. The Reverb G2 has fantastic sound. HP borrowed Valve's audio technology for the headset, for those of you that aren't familiar, and the Reverb G2 has a pair of over-the-ear speakers, so they're not headphones, which provide, all in all, a very immersive experience and great audio quality without any discomfort or, on-ear or over-ear headphones. Yes, the speakers, they are removable for those of you that don't wish to use those speakers. I don't know why you would necessarily want to remove those because they sound awesome, but you can do so. The headset also has embedded wireless receiver, but those are for the controllers and they cannot be connected to wireless headphones. The setup process, it's cake. There's no need to download or install anything manually. You just make sure that you have the latest Windows updates, and then you can plug in the USB and the DisplayPort cables to your computer, and the headset will start up, and Windows 10 should automatically detect when a Windows Mixed Reality headset is plugged in. It will auto-download the necessary drivers and software the very first time that you plug in the headset, which is really nice. When it comes to cleaning the G2, it's also very easy. The face gasket and cushion is removable, so you can wash it or replace it in the future. The microfiber cover has an anti-microbial coating, which helps keep the headset sanitary. But after long sessions or a workout in VR, the headset can be easily cleaned. So the controllers and any plastic parts, I find that you can wipe down with unscented baby wipes. And for the face gasket, you can just pop it out, and you can just put a few drops of unscented Dawn dish soap with roughly 3 to 5 inches of water in the sink for cleaning. You can rinse it and then let it dry. Whether you use a hair dryer, fan, or just let it air dry before your next gaming session, and then you're golden. Those are 2 things that I use for cleaning, and it's been working great. For software, Microsoft has a utility called Windows Mixed Reality for SteamVR, which I highly recommend using. I have had less issues with that. There's been a couple instances where launching a game through Steam on desktop, but that was before I realized that there is a Microsoft Windows Mixed Reality for SteamVR. So make sure you grab that. I'll put that in the description below as well. Also wanted to mention that Windows Mixed Reality for SteamVR gives you the ability to control SteamVR with your G2, so that's nice. Also, you can play Oculus games on the HP Reverb G2. Just because you don't have an Oculus headset doesn't mean you can't play Oculus games. So you can do this with Revive. I set this up last week. It's awesome. It works great. I will also put a link for that in the video description. Cool stuff. The cables that come with in the box is a 6 meter long tether cable, a USB-C to USB-A adapter, a DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort adapter, and a 45 watt power brick. So I cover more about the cables and what's in the box in my other video, so at the end of this, check that out. So my overall verdict for the HP Reverb G2, what you came to click on this video for. The good, the bad, do I recommend it? So as you can see from this chart here, the good outweighs the bad, and I personally think that the HP Reverb G2 is absolutely worth getting. So the clarity is on point. It has a great sweet spot. The audio is phenomenal. It's lightweight. It's comfortable. It has good materials. To me personally, it doesn't feel cheap. The controllers, I guess, kind of feel a little bit cheap, but I mean, I wasn't expecting, I guess, a ton from it either. Where you really get the quality is in the headset itself, and it was just a plus that, you know, you got basically the Valve Index's audio. It's easy setup, has fantastic resolution, display resolution. You get a 6 meter long tether cable, and it comes with the adapters you may or may not need. So I thought it was really nice that in the box you get the USB-C to USB-A. I didn't have a USB-C on my motherboard, so I used that adapter, no problems, worked great. Also, the mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort adapter. The bad, a room that is not properly lit can occasionally throw off or confuse the tracking. I had this happen once, and that's because I realized that my LED lights, I had an LED light strip. If you have one of those, you may want to turn that off when using the unit. After turning that off, no issues whatsoever. But that was probably because it was just emitting too much light, and it was, you know, confusing the headset. That's not a big concern, but yeah, overall, fantastic headset. I highly recommend it. It's worth the value, worth every penny to me personally. If you like visuals, if you enjoy having some of the best picture, or if you're a sim gamer, then I highly recommend getting the HP Reverb G2. And to me, it was just a plus having the sound off your headphones included in that package. Again, if you haven't already, be sure to check out at the end of this video my HP Reverb G2 specs, system requirements, and what's included in the box video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day.